Tankiness and magic find you doesn't hear often in one sentence. As you know, I doesn't like to use the 6 portal defensive layer in my builds. With this in mind, I try to make tanky magic finder character. What's up guys, Pidget here. With this build, I'm also focusing on high movement speed. I want to start with that. The build right now in mopping environment has more than 250 movement speed. We are achieving this with a couple of things. As you know, with this league, we got tattoos. This build is using 20. All of this is giving us movement speed, 2% per tattoo. We choose Pathfinder because she will increase the Quicksilver Flask effect by a lot. Alone this will give us 111% movement speed. This is up all the time. Phasing on kill, while we have this buff, we get 10% extra movement speed. Also, if you're talking about speed, you can't leave out the haste aura, which is giving us 21% movement speed. With all of these things combined, we got more than 250 movement speed in our build. This build used 2 good rolled Ventor's Gamble Unique Ring with max rolled item quantity, high item rarity, good life rolls, gold frame boots with max rolled quantity, and we can't miss out the Magic Finder Flask, Divination Distillate, and this flask active all the time because we're playing as Pathfinder. Only sad thing about this, you have to press the flask every 5 seconds. With all of this, the build right now has 58% quantity and 135% item rarity. Without damage, speed and quantity is worth nearly nothing. I'm upgraded all of my gear and gems from the One Divine version. Let's see what things we got on the damage side. The build using 2 active skill gems, one for mopping, one for bossing. Don't worry, you don't have to switch around any links. First skill is our clear skill, Caustic Arrow. You fire with your bow and where this projectile lands, it will create a caustic ground and this will dealing chaos damage over time. Alone this skill is not too good for clearing, because of that we adding Aura Nova support to it. With this combination our clear will much faster. Our bossing skill is Toxic Rain. Firing a projectile with your bow and where it lands you create a spark pad and this will start dealing chaos damage over time in an area and they can overlap with each other. Now with higher budget we can optimize our signal target. You need reach a certain increased area threshold to get out the maximum overlap. The magic number is 39%. At this point all of your pods will overlap. We're reaching this using the bow mastery on the 3, that's 20, quality of Toxic Rain 10%, and the remaining we will get from a simple growth class from our bench, and voila, and we have 39% increased area effect. We still using Withering Step in the build, but I'm switched to Anomalous version, which will inflict 2 additional Wither and increasing the quality with Ancient support. So with one signal button we will inflict Night Wither stack that will ramp our damage, while the Toxic Rain is also applying more stacks. On the defensive side we also got many upgrades. We're converting almost all of the physical damage taken to elemental damage. We have 88%. Using Lightning Coil, that's alone 50%. A unique flask, namely Taste of Fate, with maximum rolls, that's 24% because we have increased flask effect node allocated on the 3. Also we upgraded our helmet for 14% convert. Because we take that many damage as elemental, we can use all the elemental damage reduction flask. Ruby, Topaz and the unique Sapphire Flask Taste of Fate, so reusing the damage taken we take from the physical that we converting to elemental, using Grace Aura for evasion rating so we almost can die from the monster's basic attacks or projectiles. The build is also chill and freeze immune because we're using Ancestral Vision. Modifiers to chance to suppress spell damage also applies to chance to avoid elemental element at half of their value. We also got other elemental avoidance, 60%. This is enough to not get shocked or ignited on maps. The mapping with this so smooth experience, the speed, damage, tankiness is amazing. I don't have to worry about the map mods because there is 0 map mods that breaks the build. So it's perfect to farm 8 mod Crimson Temples with Scarabs and you only need to look on the pack size and the item quantity rolls. Of course you can die a few times because you turned off your brain and didn't read the Detonate Dead Strongbox mod in time. Also this build doesn't cost you a fortune, maybe only the movement speed tattoos because they gone up in price. It's worth to invest in this because you will make back your investment in no time. I would like if you hit the like button like the shaper hitting the adder so it can start spread to more people. Thank you. Few important things you need in the build. Aim on your weapon, +1 socketed bow gems, increase chaos damage over time multiplier, craft +2 socketed stopper gems, and chaos damage over time. On your keyword, nomad damage over time multiplier, increase damage with bows, and life. Also worth to mention, you need penetrating keyword, this will help with your clear. On your amulet, damage over time multi, and +1 to all chaos skill gems, or anointment is sovereignty. Using a few unique items in the build. Lightning coil unique body armor, this is big physical damage reduction for the build. 2 Venters gamble with good quantity and item rarity rolls and try to aim high life. You can pay extra for this, because you will make back the investment, and when you done with your mage build, you can sell the rings almost the same price as you bought. Boots, gold worm with high quantity roll. The following implicits you can craft with the Erdish currency. Spam T, you get the following. On your helmet, percentage of physical damage taken as lightning damage, percentage reduced mana cost of attacks. We have a helmet enchantment as well. Haste has increased mana reservation efficiency. You can get Grace or Malevolence as well, doesn't matter. When you crafting your helmet and you can get the mana reservation mod on this with essences, you can just swap out the Ether of Words mod to reservation and you good to go. I just got lucky by spammed a few essences on this. On your glass, projectiles pierce an additional enemy and chaos damage over time multiplier. Before we starting the flash section, with Pathfinder you don't have to cap your resistance with your gear, because you will have 100% uptime on the resistance flask, so you don't have to worry about capping your resistance with the gear. Flasks we using is a ruby, topaz, a unique sapphire flask, taste of hate, quicksilver, and a divination distillate life flask. On the utility flask, you need to have this mod, reduced duration and increased effect. Pay attention when you rolling your flask, because there is many mod combination with these two, but the duration reduced even bigger, so your flask will not have 100% uptime. The sub mods on these two is reduced mana cost of skills. You can get this from the betray mechanic when unveiling flasks. On the other flask, additional elemental resistance. Pantheons we using is the following. Because this build is focusing on mapping, we only need mapping Pantheons. Major, Soul of Lunaris for the movement speed. You can also upgrade this 6% reduced elemental damage taken if you have been hit recently. Minor, Soul of Ralakesh, Bandits, 2 passive point. I just want to highlight a few things on the passive tree that you need for the build. Using 2 8 passive caster Javel with Wicked Pole, Unweavering the Evil, and Unholy Grace. 3 medium caster Javel with Repeater, Shrieking Bolts, Spiked Contation, Special Reserve. On the other side of the tree, 8 passive caster Javel with Wicked Pole, Unweavering the Evil, and Unholy Grace. Medium caster Javel with Fasting and Special Reserve. The rest of the Javel is rare with life and chaos damage over time and aureal damage. I bought Javels with aureal damage fractured and used Harvest to refresh life till I hit the chaos damage and life. Don't forget to get one Javel with corrupted blight cannot be inflicted on you. Using a Watcher Eye with non-channeling skills have minus to total mana cost while affected by clarity. We're using many tattoos. Every single dexterity node is changed to 2% movement speed. Only exception here, because we need dexterity for our gems. We're taking Pathfinder as our Ascendancy. On your first lap we take Nature Reprisal. I'm leveled with Toxic Rain, so this node was a game changer in the early acts. Second lap takes Nature's Adrenaline. Now you generating flash charges. Third lap, Nature's Boon. For the last 2 points, Master Surgeron, your Magic Find Flask will stay active if your life is reached full. Gem and Gemling, starting with our Clear Skill in our Bow, Caustic Arrow, Empower, Awakened Witches Projectiles, Awakened Swift Application, Awakened Void Manipulation, Awakened Arrow Nova. Our signal target setup in our Body Armor, Toxic Rain, Divine Jet Melee Archer Support, Awakened Void Manipulation, Awakened Witches Projectiles, Empower, and Efficacy. In our Gloves, Enlighten Level 3, Malevolence, Grace, and Haste. In our Boots, or Cast when Damage Taken setup, Cast when Damage Taken, Immortal Call, Blink Arrow, and Despair. In our Helmet, Clarity, Anomalous Withering Step, Blood Rage, and Ancient Support. support. I hope you enjoyed this video about movement speed stacking Magic Find Pathfinder. If you have any question, please leave a comment below. Also, I would like to thank you for my Patreons for supporting me. Thanks again, guys. Thanks for watching. I was Pidget. See you next time.